If you're owner of the Bears, you're keeping the GM still?
No.
Say if the Falcons don't make the playoffs,
I think that's gone? Another honorable mention that kind of bugged me a little bit. Chase Brown jumping into the Salvation Army.
Ben?
You know, Zeke used to do it all the time,
thing,
right?
Yeah.
So he got fined, and he said, you know, I don't make enough for this.
Laced up. Let's go. It's time for Banter with the boys.
Yo, 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 welcome back to Banter with the Boys. Gridiron updates, week 16. Playoffs fast approaching. I mean, it's coming to an end. I can't believe it already.
I know, it feels good. We got 3 weeks left.
Yeah, just 3 more weeks.
3. Yeah.
Of the regular season.
Regular
We're just getting
season.
started.
I know.
We're just getting started to the real
Yeah.
games, man.
And we punched our ticket this week.
That's right.
Yes, we did. Well, D'Angelo's ticket's been punched, I suppose.
been
But
a
Okay.
Why?
Yeah.
technically, I guess. But the rest of us are
Just
just
got in
the
there.
ticket's
Let's
been
go,
punched
let's
this
go.
week. But Rob, how's it going?
It's doing well. Yeah, it's really
It's
good.
doing well, yeah.
It was a solid Monday night. That whiteout looked good. Vibe
sure,
looked good.
for sure.
You know, I wish I was
Good
Dom. He was there.
Yeah, Dom was there.
Hey,
Dom,
Skull,
how was the...
Game was crazy. I was wearing the purple. Lady was wearing white, but it was a good time. Vibes were high. Game was great. And we got the dub.
You were getting into it with a couple fans.
Yeah, bear down. A lot of trash was thrown at me at the end of that game.
Bear fan.
I bet.
Bears fan.
In US Bank Stadium.
In the bank. In the
Yeah.
bank at that too. So obviously you can tell by the raspiness in my voice. It was a very long night.
Very long night. Very long night. And D'Angelo, we're happy to have you this week, man.
Appreciate it, man. I'm glad to be back. I'm a little sad, you know, the Lions, they took the L this past weekend. I mean, Josh Allen, dog, he's just playing phenomenal. I mean, you really can't do nothing when a guy's at, you know, competing at that level. He's on his own planet, so
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, both
you just got to
quarterbacks.
take it to the chin, yeah.
Both
golf,
quarterbacks
yeah.
went crazy, and
Yeah,
I can't wait
definitely.
to get after that one.
Yeah.
That's probably the game of the week,
Yeah,
no doubt.
For sure it was.
Oh, yeah. Video game numbers, for sure.
Yeah, video. There you go. Video game
Yeah.
numbers. Video game numbers.
That's for sure.
With that, Kev, let's head into our week 15 game recaps. You already know. Skull to the ball. We're up here. Dom's got the towel from the game. I got a flag. Rob's wearing no purple, so he's no longer a Vikings fan. But the Vikings getting the dub 30-12. Rob, as a non-Vikings fan now, how did that game look?
I mean,
He has got a Vikings football. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'm
you
lying.
know, come on.
I'm lying.
Yeah, I mean, it was overall a solid game. Good start at the strip sack to start by Goddard. You
Yeah,
know,
that was big.
Still talking NFC Defensive Player of the Year
Okay,
conversation.
so I was gonna talk to you about that. I am now. I'm not on that bandwagon, but I'm now I'm prepared to go into that battle with you now. I think Grenard's just having an outstanding season.
Yeah. So
that sack fumble should have been a touchdown.
it should have. And it
Yeah.
started off, you know, they end up getting a field goal out of it, you know, and then 13-0 at half. So that's always a nice start. Sam had a really solid day other than that one throw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it was kind of a 50-50 ball. Where I was like,
Yeah.
what are you doing
I
with
didn't.
this
I didn't
stuff?
like the play selection on that 4th and 3. Anyway, it wasn't. It wasn't what I was expecting. I don't know why
agree.
we went
Yeah.
2 wide receivers in the corner, forcing it when we could just probably run either a bubble screen maybe, or even just underneath route to Hawkinson. It's 4th and 3, or just run the ball up the gut. Let's ride.
That's right, he says, yeah.
I know you said Sam Darnold had a decent day, and I mean I would agree. I mean we won the game, right?
Yeah.
Because again I'm on the roster, just so you guys know.
Motivational speaker.
Yeah, for sure. Yes, that's my position. Sorry that threw me off. But yeah, with that, what I want to touch on Sam Darnold. I feel like they were this close. I mean, the score being 30-12, they were this close from that game being a blowout. If Sam Darnold connects on a couple, quote unquote, to us armchair folks, easier throws. You know what I mean? He missed a
for
couple
sure.
easy throws. Yes, JJ dropped the one too.
Yeah, he did.
Which he took credit for. You
Yeah.
don't drop stuff, so.
It's been a while. I don't remember his last
I don't even
drop.
care.
Yeah.
I do not even care.
No.
No.
You get one.
Yeah.
Right.
No problem. No
Rather
problem.
Rather now than
No problem.
in the playoffs.
Really matters,
so,
yeah.
Correct.
Exactly.
100%.
But I think if Sam cleans up a little bit of that, it seemed like the touch passes he was having the most trouble with. I'm saying, 7 to 15 yards, that little window. You just kept missing them.
Yeah, and he did
Everything
throw a
towards
couple
the sideline,
dimes though in
He
some
did.
windows.
No,
that
he
were,
absolutely.
you're like,
Absolutely. I'm just
know?
saying, it felt like it was that close to being a complete blowout, the play calling, it felt like KFC wanted it.
Yeah. I mean, they were 7 out of 14, 50% on third down conversions. Is a pretty solid number. You want to at least be at that 50% mark. Bears were 1 out of 12.
They didn't get their first. They didn't get their first third down conversion until like the mid third quarter.
Exactly.
Yeah,
That's not the only team that we're going to talk about tonight that had the third down woes. I mean, it's just a complete game changer when you can't get the first down.
Yep.
Other than that, what are we? I know we've talked about Caleb Williams all year, but D'Angelo, did you see anything different from Caleb Williams?
He honestly didn't play as bad as I thought he was going to be. I mean, he didn't have no picks in the air.
It was
which is
rough,
huge.
and then he got that touchdown to Keenan Allen.
Yep.
That, I mean, that was a window. That's a tight window. He fit that in. So,
I mean, he threw it 31 times,
Just above
18
50%,
completions. Yeah. So, I mean, you really can't bash him too much.
well,
I mean,
for sure.
the defense really didn't play.
No, they were getting gashed out there.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah. Well, they're on the field
It was
the
a
whole
long
night.
day for
time.
them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for
for
sure.
sure. Exactly.
Caleb
Yep.
Williams knows how to extend the play. He's really good at extending the play.
For sure.
There was a couple times where I was like, let's get a sack, and he's just
Right.
running around getting it.
That one where he just hucked it downfield.
Exactly.
Literally just running around.
Yeah.
That was
Stuff like that.
insane.
So I mean, like I said, for the Bears, for the franchise down the road, is excited for the Caleb Williams and everything. Like besides that, I'm just big on it's time to get that coaching staff together.
Yeah.
Something is wrong in that just the building. For me personally, and I can tell on the field.
If you're owner of the Bears, you're keeping the GM still? No, you'd get rid of the
Ryan
GM.
Poles
still?
gone, huh?
Yeah, it's time to just.
Yeah, I mean, I second that.
Because he's like 2-14 versus the NFC North since he
Exactly.
took over that position right now.
man.
So like,
Come on
Yeah,
now.
that's the craziest.
I mean, that's tough right
But at the
there.
same time, it's a business too. So I mean, I could probably still see them keeping them because
Yeah.
One more year.
Yeah.
It's not like I like some of his free agent signings though. That's the thing for me. That's kind of especially defensively, at least trying to glue together a defense and start something.
Yeah,
you
for
went
sure.
and got Montez Sweat.
Yeah.
That
So
was
that's
a pretty big
piece.
deal. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I think I'd keep him for now.
Right.
But I'd imagine he's going to be part of that hiring process for the HC. So you really got to hit it. You got to hit a home run there.
You definitely do.
And it's not a horrible situation to be stepping into. So you're going to have some good candidates.
Just a hard division to be coming into as a new head coach.
there we
Exactly.
go.
Yeah, I mean,
It's just in a sense you would be like, this is defeating. I got to go play. Some would say 2 of the contenders for the Super Bowl coming next season. You know what I'm saying?
for sure.
We don't know who's going to win the Super Bowl right now, but next season, new head coach comes in. One of these guys won the Super Bowl. And that's tough to think about. I'm got to be 4 and what, this last season.
Yeah,
It's going to be tough. But at the same time, you just got to come in and come with the right mindset for these guys. You got Caleb Williams. You got a good quarterback, got a good mindset. You just got to get some more players and a couple more pieces to the puzzle.
For sure.
agree.
Staying in that division, we'll just go ahead and talk about the Packers next, as they're only because they're just next on the list here. But again, with that division talk, Packers are third in the division at 10-4.
Yeah.
Like that's
that's
insane.
It is absolutely insane.
That's insane. Packers get the dub 30-13 in Seattle. I thought Seattle would put up more of a fight. Yes, Geno went down, but I just thought it'd be a little bit different. I thought Seattle's defense would play a little bit better. I mean, that first quarter just got away from them.
Yeah. I mean, I think that was probably the best Packer game I've seen they play all year long.
It's kind of scary.
They're starting to get warm right now. Who's that linebacker, 56, who just came back and played? I think he ended up having an interception too, but he was all over the field. Cooper, yes.
Edgren Cooper.
Yeah, so oh my gosh, that defense is starting to pick up. Geno going down kind of changed the overall second half of that game, but
Well, that pick too he threw leading into halftime.
Yeah,
that felt
was
like a
huge,
giant
too.
moment.
Yeah, it was
changer.
just like,
yeah,
Yeah.
20-3 at half. I mean, then without your starting quarterback, that's a tough hill to climb.
For sure. Yeah, no doubt. I mean, that Packer receiving room, though, I mean, that's got me a little bit concerned heading into the playoffs. I mean, I can't lie. Romeo Doubs, I think it was Doubs. Is he number 87?
Yeah.
That one touchdown where he catches it, and he just, I mean, he's just a man.
Yeah,
he's just a man. He's just a man and puts that in the end zone. I love that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But, like, that receiving room as a whole, at the moment, I'm going to revoke my hate of Christian Watson because he's made a couple outstanding catches last few
You're
years.
back on the
Back.
Christian
I'm
Watson.
I'm not on, no, I'm just revoking the hate for now.
Next
but like,
week you're gonna come with this jersey.
but like,
Half Viking,
if the Packers win the Super Bowl, if the Packers win the Super Bowl this year, I'll buy Christian Watson.
all right.
okay.
From DHgate.
DHgate.
But no, the one catch that he had this week where he's literally spinning around, catches the ball, and still has to know how to get your feet in bounds. I mean, that's next level. And then the catch, I think it was last week or 2 weeks ago, was just outstanding too, getting the toe tap.
Yeah, and LaFleur spreads the ball around really well to all
For
those
sure.
different athletes.
No,
you know,
crazy.
like I was just looking at their target share and their
Everybody-
touches. Everyone's
Yeah, no,
touching the ball.
they're getting the looks for sure.
Jordan Love's looking healthy.
Yeah.
Josh Jacobs is a freaking force.
Yeah,
When he
he
comes
is.
out in the first quarter and just starts, I mean, you're just pounding their rock already down their throat with Josh Jacobs. I mean, that's tough.
Yeah,
If you're already giving up first, I mean, he was already wearing down that defense in the first quarter.
he was.
So, as far as Seattle, though, I mean, they're approaching the playoffs. They're in the lead. They're tied for the lead right now in the division with the Rams. I don't know who gets
They're
the
out.
tiebreak.
No,
there.
they're technically out
Yeah,
right
right
now.
now.
Seahawks, are they
They're
eliminated?
no,
That's what
not
I'm saying.
eliminated. Not
Eliminated.
eliminated.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
just-
Out,
they're-
yeah, out of the playoffs, right?
Yeah, yeah.
If
They still can make it, yeah.
If they started today, they'd be out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, by one game because of Washington taking
Yep.
that last
Exactly.
spot.
Yep.
So that's crazy. I mean, 3 wild card teams almost in double wins right now.
Yeah, compared to the AFC, you look at it, it's pretty much AFC is almost decided.
Yeah.
I mean,
you know who's going.
Yeah.
for the most part.
I think there's a 2-game gap between the 8th team and the 7th team.
That's
so
crazy.
unless something crazy happens in
Right.
that scenario.
Sure.
Sure.
Let's just move on. There's not much. We don't like talking about the Packers.
Not a,
You know what I mean?
Unless Tyler's
Yeah, they
there.
got 10 wins. They're going to
Good
the
job.
playoffs. We know most likely. They
Yeah.
have not clinched yet, but they will. But let's go to the other team, lurking in the NFC North. I say lurking, but they're leading, right? Unfortunately. Unfortunately.
or slipping.
And okay, hold on a minute.
Uh-oh.
Bills traveling to Detroit, getting the dub 48-42.
Yeah.
Bills trying to attempt to go after that 1 seed in the AFC. Lions trying to lock in that 1 seed in the NFC. I mean, just a ridiculous battle. I mean, potential Super Bowl preview, maybe someday. Who knows?
Yeah,
Not this year
for
because
sure.
the Vikes are going. But D'Angelo, what did you see? What did you see from your
Had to
Lions?
sneak that one in, huh?
Yeah, for sure, no doubt. I mean, great play from both quarterbacks, but
Yeah, no,
just lay
it
it on
was-
us as a Lions fan.
Man, I mean, as far as like what I saw, Goff, his decision making was a little rocky at first, but I mean, he got it together. Defensive play calling was all over the place, man. I feel like they didn't have enough spies on Allen. You literally let him do what he's good at doing.
Yep.
And once you do that, it's gonna be a 48. Like, come on now, 90 points. It's crazy. So it's like when it gets to that point, it's pretty much the battle of the quarterbacks, and Allen, he took the last hit really when it comes to boxing. So that was a haymaker for us. But I mean, we picked it up late. We tried to do the onside, try to get the ball
21
back.
in the fourth
Yeah,
quarter.
I know,
you
right?
I was looking at.
So it's clear as day that we always can score. Like we air raid offense, we
lot
can
of
do
playmakers.
it.
You got playmakers.
Yeah, we got the
Sure.
playmakers for it.
Sure.
So
So elephant in the room though, Montgomery out for the season.
yeah, that's huge.
How do you feel about that?
Oh man, I don't know, Knuckles. I mean, it's definitely a
Knuckles.
toll. It's gonna take a hit on us, but Gibbs, you really can't go wrong with him feeding him the ball all game.
He's
Like,
a threat.
He's
in
a
the
threat.
receiving game,
Yeah, in the
too.
receiving game
Yeah.
too. So yeah, we can. He's versatile with it. We can do a lot with him. I'm not too much concerned, even though Montgomery, he'll come in when we need those
Tough yards.
those tough yards where he'll go up the hole and bang a few heads.
Is there going to
but-
be anybody else on the roster right now that's going to fill that void, or are you giving it to
Nah,
Gibbs right now?
Gibbs, expect it.
Gibbs or
I'm giving
something
you
short.
20 to
Yeah.
25 carries a game.
Add
I got to.
25% more
Yeah.
load to
Oh,
his,
for sure.
Yeah.
And he can take it. He's a tough
Yeah.
dude. He's a tough cat,
sure.
man. He got the speed and he has the power too. Like a lot of people don't do. He's strong. Like you've seen some plays where he's trucking dudes and he's getting extra 30 yards down the field.
Yep.
So it's like it all comes to who wants to play now. You see, we got everybody down on the defense. Like, who wants to step up? You know, that's what a championship caliber team. You got to have those. You know, you got to trust in your second string just as much as your first. Your third just as much as the second. Definitely. So it's a free ball game on the defense, really. So it's like everybody got to step up. We did lose Aleem. That was huge. Oh my God.
Yeah. So what's more, I guess I would say as a fan, losing Montgomery or McNeil, the D tackle.
Yeah, I'm going to Aleem.
I would say too.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know, like because you're
Yeah, the
still have
interior.
Gibbs.
Yeah, exactly. We already got Aiden banged up.
But another big defensive line.
Yeah.
your best defensive lineman.
No, for sure, hands down. He was our best cat. And it's like, you know, those non-contact injury plays. That was
Nobody wants them.
Yeah, nobody.
You know,
wants
even
them.
if you
Yeah.
hate the team, man.
Yeah,
I don't
exactly.
Think
Like,
anybody
yeah.
ever
Wish that upon them.
Yeah, I know. That was tough, man. I was watching. I'm like, oh.
Okay, so you got at Chicago, at San Fran, and then you got to come here to the bank, obviously, to end the season. What's the record?
No,
in those-
there.
We gotta
It's
go there. We gotta go.
Yeah,
We gotta
no.
go to the
Oh
den.
yeah, I'm
you
sorry.
guys-
I'm looking at
We gotta go
Detroit's
to the
thing.
den.
That's
We
right.
gotta go to the
Yeah.
den.
You gotta
gotta
come
go
to
there.
Detroit.
We
yo.
gotta
So
come
what's
to the
the
Lions
record
den.
for you
3-0.
guys in those last? Yeah, whatever.
I already knew his
I mean-
answer. I could have told you the answer before you even asked the question.
I mean, we see what happens.
He's already holding the Super Bowl trophy in his mind.
I mean, it's really. I feel like it's gonna be a huge load on Goff just going forward, man. It's like you're the heart of the team right now. You know, the quarterback is usually the heart.
Oh, yeah.
You're the leader. So it's like, yeah, you can have a 500 passing yard game with 5 tutties and
but-
still lose.
Yeah.
And you can have a game with 5 picks and still win. So it's like
Yeah,
we have
yeah.
the team for it. Granted, we are facing a lot of adversity right now, but I mean, it's just, you know, Detroit's about grit. So it's like as long as they keep that grit in them, they'll manage. I got faith. So
Grit and also the mailman coming in to play D tackle.
Before we move on, the Bills. Obviously, we talked about Detroit. We haven't even talked about the Bills yet, who actually won this
Right.
won this shootout. I guess you
Yeah,
could say.
definitely
I mean, it
shootout.
was
It was a great game.
yeah.
but
I was riding with D'Angelo last week. I had the Lions, but when you look at the game, you watched it. Anybody say that's a great game on Madden? You know what I'm saying? Ty Johnson, 5. He is a running back and had most receptions and the most yards on the receiving side. So, and Josh Allen, he's playing an MVP caliber. You know
Did
what I'm
that
saying?
clinch it for him?
that's
You
what
think?
I was.
I
Gonna,
think it did.
that was gonna be my
Yeah.
next
Yeah.
question: is Josh Allen MVP?
I would.
I know we're talking.
give
I know
it
we
to
say that Sam Darnold's there, but man, Josh Allen is
No,
playing.
not, I wouldn't ever put Sam Darnold above Josh Allen. What he's doing? It's because it's because of what he can do with his legs, man.
Right.
And
Yeah,
the
no,
fact that
he's-
he doesn't
yeah,
just
yep.
slide all the time.
No.
He's fighting
he's-
for every
he's-
inch, man.
He's big, dude.
Literally.
Don't get me wrong, you
6'5",
can't lose that guy right
No.
now. So
Yeah.
I'm sure, every hit, the whole staff is like,
Yeah.
let's not. You
But
know
at the
what I
same
mean?
time, Josh Allen's got that in him.
Yeah, he does.
He's
He
got
definitely
that.
has that,
different.
dog.
He's got that
He's
grit.
different.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you talking about D'Angelo, but the Lions got that grit. That's what
Yeah.
I feel like
He
that's the
does.
definition of Josh Allen is the way he plays the game. He's putting it all on the field.
Yeah,
he's not
having a really nice year.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
feel like in the years past, he's usually like, will throw a bunch of balls where
Yeah.
you're like,
Yeah,
well,
iffy.
you know.
Yeah.
But he's been really consistent. Hasn't been really
Right.
the old gunslinger, mentality, just chucking it everywhere. He's
just
just
an
been very
athlete right now,
thoughtful
yeah.
of his full, arsenal. This,
Yeah.
Well, and
this
he's
year.
he's just been different for me too. The second half of the season. I mean, the whole team has, but he has too. I mean, they're really locking in right now
They are.
and playing some good ball
They're getting scary though.
But
for
that
sure.
defense now is giving up 42 weeks in a row.
for sure.
Yeah.
You
for
know.
sure.
Yeah.
So,
But I believe that I think if they played the Chiefs right now, that'd be insane. I mean, I don't think they play the regular
Well, I mean,
season
Patrick
now, but-
Mahomes also is hurt right now too. Got that high
Right,
ankle
he's got the
sprain.
high ankle sprain. Yeah, we'll definitely touch on that. But I'm just saying, like, if they played like
Yeah.
right now,
No, I still would-
think that'd be
that'd be
same
a-
score. You know what I mean? It's gonna be 40.
It could be.
Yeah.
You know
Ooh,
what I
I
mean?
don't
So I'm
know.
not. You don't think so?
I don't think the Chiefs put up that much. It's.
Okay.
I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
That's what I
honestly-
mean. Like, I'm more scared of the Bills right now, I
Oh,
think, than the
hands
Chiefs
down, yeah.
heading into the
Hands
playoffs.
down,
And you
yeah.
still got Baltimore and the Steelers lurking there
Yeah,
too, who are
definitely lurking. Yeah.
wild cards, in the sense. So I don't know. AFC could be tough.
it's
Yeah,
going to be
no,
fun.
this
I mean,
playoffs
there's
is
so
gonna
many
be
good
fun.
teams.
It's
That,
gonna
like,
be
you,
good.
you
It's gonna
could,
be fun.
you could
I'm
make
excited.
a pitch for either team to beat either team.
Yeah.
You
You
know,
talk about
almost.
March Madness. Let's talk about the NFL
No,
playoffs this
literally.
year.
Yes.
This is a fun
I
NFL
agree.
playoffs.
Well, Bills still have a shot at that number 1 seed. I mean, they play the Patriots, Jets, and then the Patriots again. I mean,
Yeah.
okay, if they're
That's a-
for
that's a-
real,
that
like
should be
they
a
keep
sweep,
showing,
yeah.
they should be 3-0. So who knows? Maybe they steal the number 1 seed.
Well, they got 2 games behind. So they got
Yep.
to win
Yep.
out for sure.
For sure.
And then with Mahomes' ankle, you never know what
They sit him.
They sit
and
him.
go play the long game and be like, oh well, we might lose the number 1
Right.
seed, but
you want
we have
that
a
one
healthy-
seed.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure you do,
Kansas
because now
City
that's even more
definitely-
rest.
Yeah, no, for sure,
you know,
yeah.
but
Doesn't it feel like every year Patrick Mahomes twists an ankle at the end of the year?
Yeah,
and then
he's-
plays and he's fine.
right.
He
He's
has
play- and then-
amazing
He
games.
doesn't miss a beat.
And then plays
Yeah.
at an elite level.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah.
I actually got a notification that they're saying he's practicing and Hollywood Browns in full go.
All right. Enough about Mahomes and the Chiefs because we're going all Chris Collinsworth on it. We're falling in love with Mahomes, and we're not even talking about the Chiefs. So anyway, with that, Bucks at Chargers.
This is a tough one for you, wasn't
This,
it?
yeah,
was
this
a
was
little shocking to
extremely
me.
disappointing. But what it did for me as a Chargers fan, if you will, just solidified that this team is not really a playoff team. I mean, they're kind of fakers to me. Their secondary is extremely sus right now.
Yeah.
And then
Their schedule
offensively, they don't have any for sure. That the schedule helped them.
Yep.
But offensively, there's just no rhythm there right now.
Yeah.
And first year first year of having the new head coach. You know what I mean? So I'm hoping offseason is a little bit different. They got to add a playmaking running back because you can see what it can do for that offense.
Yeah.
They
And
need
you
a
can't,
running back.
You can't
Yeah.
rely on Dobbins at this point, so you got to add somebody. McConkey caught another touchdown. Quentin Johnson had a good game.
Yeah,
So
he did.
There's good pieces there, but defensively, I mean, it's just scary.
Defensively, and then also they had 9 rushes.
I mean, that's what I mean.
Total attempts.
There's no rhythm, and if you look at it, you're up 17 to what? I'm bad at math. 17 to 13 at half.
Yep.
Yeah, there's no excuse to only have 11 total rushes.
Well, in
on
the second,
day.
No.
in the second half, they went punt, IT, turnover and downs, fumble.
So when
that's
we-
how they finished the second game.
And when we talked about the
Yeah.
Bears third downs,
Exactly.
this was the other team, the
they were
Chargers.
talking
They
about,
did
yeah.
not. They couldn't get a first down to save
save
their
it,
life.
Yeah.
Yeah, 23 total plays in the second half they had.
That is
sick.
terrible.
That's disappointing. Third down efficiency, they were 0 for
Defensive
6.
players were very
Yeah,
bad.
0%.
0 for 2 on fourth down.
Yeah.
So
Oh my God.
And the Bucks were 9 for 15 on the other side.
Exactly.
Yep.
yeah, and I mean Baker looked good.
No, he looked
Mike
great.
Evans.
Oh,
you
my
know,
God.
that
Yeah,
Mike
little
Evans-
tiptoe
Right,
down the
yeah,
sideline was
he had a
was
run.
crazy.
Rob's happy about
Fantasy
Mike Evans.
baby,
Yeah.
here it comes.
every time Mike Evans got a catch, I just thought about Rob just like dancing in his seat, like, yep,
Everyone
PPR,
gave up
PPR.
on Feel it.
I know you're in a
Oh,
PPR
man.
league too, so
Oh yeah, you know it. It's the only way to play fantasy football.
So Tampa being 8-6, obviously leading the NFC South right now. Falcons at 7-7.
Falcons had the tiebreaker though. They beat them twice.
Yep.
yeah.
Right. So who do the Falcons have? Real quick.
They have the,
To end the season.
Commanders. I know
Yep.
a game. I actually
Giants and Panthers.
Yep.
So
So
the
2 of
Falcons
3
have
games.
a favorable schedule.
They do. Yep.
Yeah.
I would say 2-1. They probably
I think Washington pulls that out.
yeah. I got
And the
I like-
Bucks have
Pulling it up right
they
now.
got Cowboys.
Cowboys, Panthers, Saints. So I mean, it's a favorable schedule for them too.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's going to come down to it. But right now as well, I mean, it's looking like if it stayed the same, Atlanta would also be out of the playoffs.
They would technically, yeah. So might as well start Michael.
And that'd be
Penix,
the
right?
end of. I was gonna say that'd be the end of
Just
Kirk
to
Cousins'
see.
era in Atlanta.
Yeah.
And I
that's
bet
weird.
he'd be a free agent again, just in time for Atlanta to sign Sam Darnold, and then Kirk Cousins goes back to Minnesota. Right?
Oh.
No,
Yeah,
that is not a tinfoil hat moment. I'm not claiming that that's what's gonna happen.
So you're saying it if the Falcons don't make the playoffs, is
I think
Kurt
that's
gone?
yeah. Oh yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I think so.
That's
I think.
a lot
I
of money.
think.
That's
I think.
a lot of money, bro.
Yeah,
For
that's what I'm
sure,
saying.
for
That's
sure.
a lot
If that's
of money.
supposed to
That's a
be
lot
that
of money.
last glue piece, right?
That's a lot of
Okay, it
money.
didn't work.
Yeah.
You still drafted a quarterback that has played a lot of football that
Yeah.
we've talked about. I think it's.
You still got to pay Kirk Cousins next season.
Or do you
Yeah,
start? Or do
exactly.
you start Kirk and you give him like 4 games?
A
to
shorter
start the
lease
season.
this
Of the
time.
next-
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can see that.
but
Yeah,
you
I'd rather
tell-
see
you
that
straight
than
up
they
tell
just
him
pull
that,
the
be like, hey,
string.
dog,
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
that's
you
a
got
lot
4
of-
games. You don't get it together.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah,
You
Yeah.
know? But he'd be sitting. I don't think they'd release him at that point. I
Yeah.
feel like he'd sit and accept that role for this season and then try to start somewhere else the next season. But at
Yeah.
that point, I don't know if anybody would give him a shot.
Yeah.
There's some people at the 49ers are probably would look. Raiders
Kyle
maybe.
Shanahan's always licking his chops about.
You know.
loves Kirk
And
Cousins.
Brock
Giants,
Purdy looks.
you know?
Who knows right now? So.
Right.
Yeah.
But all right. Enough about Tampa Bay. And whoever we're talking about, Chargers.
Chargers.
Unbelievable.
It was a
Just
non-competitive
bad.
second
Just
half.
bad. Speaking of another non-competitive game, really. I mean, it was defensive.
It was
but
wet.
Definitely defensive.
It was very
it was
wet.
wet. Rams getting the win 12-6 over the Niners in San Fran. Debo non-factor.
10 touches total.
What is going on?
How
with
do you
him,
get
man?
one of your best offensive
Man.
players only 10 touches?
Yeah, he's
7 targets, 3 runs.
Must be there's something going on in the 49ers locker room in general. I mean,
You think so? You
the
think it's
guy
that
left
deep?
the guy left at halftime.
Campbell.
Yeah, Campbell
Yeah.
leaves at halftime. Like,
yeah,
there's
yeah.
got to be something going on over there. Like nobody's happy right now. You know, everybody thought they were going to be Super Bowl contenders, and they're not even making it. How many wins they got right now? 6.
Yep, 6.
Yeah.
Six.
They're still
Yeah,
technically
they're
in
not-
it.
I know the
but
division they play on. They're still technically.
But
in.
I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They're
I
not a
would-
threat to me.
Yeah.
right
No,
now.
yeah,
Like
I-
I totally thought
I'm not
they were a
scared.
Super Bowl contender at the
Yeah.
beginning of
Yeah.
the season.
I hope they make
I
the
thought they were
playoffs so we can play 'em.
NFC Championship game at the least.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
probably
Yep.
against the Lions.
No, yeah.
We'd have to
Just
rewind
like
the
last
tape.
year, yup.
No,
Check it
I
out,
had
see what
I
it
had them
says.
there. I had them there.
You know?
I don't need tape. I know.
I remember.
Yeah. I mean, with McCaffrey not playing really the whole season, they're a whole
Yeah,
different team
that
on
was-
offense.
But,
That's
but
just-
exactly the whole season though. At some point you got to change it up. At some point you got to start figuring out how to live without him.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, you're also trying to figure out how to live without Debo too, since he doesn't seem to show up. So it's tough. It's
Yeah,
tough.
they just got to get the stars aligned over there, man.
Yeah.
I mean, that's where you see the running game with the play action so effective on a
Yeah.
lot of teams, and that's what makes Devo and Ayuk and Kittle
A Kyle
really,
Shanahan offense.
But
really
you can see.
succeed.
I mean,
you know,
you see Kyle Shanahan. He's got it going over there. I mean, that running game. Any running back can come over there and run the ball. I mean,
No, for
Isaac
sure.
Guerrero. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? I don't really know much about Isaac
Yeah.
Guerrero, but the man still came in and was doing his thing behind. You know.
No.
So I mean, right there, like D'Angelo said, the stars got a line.
How you feel about
Yeah.
Purdy?
I mean, I think
enough.
I think it's finally coming in and understood why he was the last round draft pick.
Yeah.
Oh, you think he doesn't come back from this? Really, he's on just a downward trend, and then he'll live down there.
I'll live on that one right now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's how I feel
Well,
right
you
now.
live
I
on
can
it
kinda
for
see
now.
it.
Yeah, live on it for now.
because it's contract year for him, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
This is a big year for him.
I
And now,
wouldn't,
and
I
now,
wouldn't sign him back personally.
Yeah, now I'm not
starting.
taking that shot.
No.
Do you give Purdy 40 or do you give Darnold 40?
40.
Oh, they're
Darnold,
oh,
easy.
dude. San Fran's gonna be gunning for Darnold hard.
He was already
there
there
last year.
last
And
year.
if Harrison Smith, hypothetically, not to go on a Vikings tangent really quick, but if Harrison retires, like that clears up a lot of money. Now, do the Vikings actually consider trying to keep him because he's gonna be super sought after?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or do you become
Yeah.
do you become QB2U and try to now,
Yeah.
now you bring up Daniel Jones and try to fix him, or maybe JJ McCarthy's ready. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I think there's gonna be a market for
Yeah.
Sam Darnold. 100%.
It should be. I mean, he's
and
proved.
If the Vikings don't
proved
sign
his
him,
worth,
he's gonna
so.
sign a
Yeah.
big deal.
Yeah. So do you franchise tag him and trade him?
Ooh, that's
That
nice.
actually wouldn't be bad.
I
either.
also
know,
thought about
I
the
mean-
franchise tag.
I mean, that's
Yeah.
an option. Or does that add some weird conflict too?
yes.
Also, and
Yeah, that
Yes,
too.
yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Like you're getting paid a lot of money, but you're just like, okay, like you're not going to invest in
Yeah.
me, and now I might have to move mid-season for all
Yeah.
I know. You know what I mean? Like,
But that $40 million paycheck sitting in your bank account
Looking nice.
ain't
Yeah.
that mad,
sure,
are you?
what is the franchise tag for a quarterback? It's
About
a lot
40.
of money.
It's about
No,
40,
that is
50.
a lot
Yeah.
of
But if
money,
you're
yeah.
going to do that, then why don't you just sign him for a 2-3 year deal at that?
Well, then you're planning to keep him.
Yep.
Right.
Exactly.
It's not the sign and trade.
So you think they would like franchise tag him maybe hypothetically, right? And then maybe JJ McCarthy's ready to go? Or
I'm just
why
saying
would they
the
trade him
the
then?
options
If the
on the
season's
table,
tanking?
you know.
Yeah, we got options
sure.
right now in that quarterback
Interesting.
room.
No, definitely a lot of options.
All right, get back to the game.
Yep.
Rams, Niners. All right, sorry for the Vikings tangent again.
God.
But it is Sam Darnold. The Niners were light,
Exactly.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He will be on their radar if not already, 100%. If they don't stick with Purdy,
Right.
But I think that's an interesting take. Rams, just squeaking by, but
Definitely
they're looking like they're gonna make a playoff run. I mean, are they winning the division now? I believe.
Technically, yep, they are.
Yeah.
They are.
So
Yep, right now, yeah.
8-5.
their last 3
86,
Jets,
yeah.
Cardinals,
86, yeah.
Seahawks. I mean, not necessarily super easy. I think did the Jets win this weekend too?
Yep.
They
did.
They
So
beat the Jets.
won. So they're gonna
Yeah.
go for 2 in a row. No, but and then 2 division games though. To
Yeah.
wrap it up. Yeah, we know the Cardinals aren't. They've battled, but they're not quite there. But you still got to
Still
deal
gotta
with
play.
Kyler
Yeah,
Murray.
you definitely
You still got to deal
worry
with their
about them.
playmakers.
Yeah. Connor had actually a pretty decent
Yeah.
game.
I like
last
James
year.
Conner.
30
Yep.
plus points in fantasy.
I would love
Yeah.
that.
I got him
Yeah.
on fantasy. I know he had
Yeah,
a
he
good
definitely
week.
balled
They just
out.
paid him too, so he's
Yeah.
staying there.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yep.
A little tidbit though, I noticed on the Rams game, Cooper 0 catches.
0-0-0-0.
Yep. They locked him up.
Yeah.
It's, but that's like probably maybe his first time that he's
Yeah.
had
I
0
would-
catches.
I would say
And
so.
then it-
They said since like 2018, somewhere around.
First
there.
time since 2018, he said 0.
No, it's third time, or I forget the statistic. They had it during the game.
It's just pretty
they
rare,
brought
right?
it
You know,
up.
that
were any of them drops or just? I know he's targeted 3 times. But
No,
he
I
just
don't drop.
Just
Yep.
misses.
Yeah,
Yeah.
or just
Clamps.
Yeah, clamps.
It
Yeah,
says,
they
it,
were
says,
on him.
it says he got 3 targets, but
Ah,
he got targeted 3 times. So
yeah.
But it was the bad. I think about it's the wet football
Yeah.
again too. I mean, you're just looking generally through the stats.
yeah,
No
that's
one
how
really did anything.
I didn't really.
you know?
Yeah, Thursday night was a tough one to watch.
I mean, with Puka,
Yeah.
you got 8 targets, 7
Yeah.
catches.
I will say Kyron Williams though 108 yards.
Yeah.
Yes, it
Yeah.
took 29 carries to get there, but I mean he's now.
doing-
I think they ran him for like 27,
Yeah,
28 times
doing
last
his
week
thing.
too. So now it's.
Workhorse.
That's another.
But
guy.
No, he
it's,
is.
it's
I
not
like
bad
that.
to be doing it this late in the season to ramp
Yeah.
up for that playoff
Yeah.
push.
No,
I don't.
for
I don't
sure.
actually hate it this late. Early on in the season, I hate running up carries for running
Over
backs
25.
personally.
Yeah.
Unless they're trying to come back from an injury
Right.
and they need that confidence
Exactly.
type. You know what I mean? But this late in the season, I'm fine with it. You know what I mean? You're just instilling
Getting ready,
confidence
yeah.
in him. So, and they're going to need him.
Yeah.
I mean,
No,
you're
they're
running
definitely
him
gonna need
29
him.
times. You're relying on your running game. So,
Yeah. I mean,
Uh,
with the weather in play,
For sure,
I
that's
don't
a
think
huge
that was
factor.
bad. Yeah, so it's
It's a
like
huge factor.
they kind of had to do it that
sure.
much. I mean, you really Cooper 0 catches. You got Puka. I mean, he's gonna do him. I feel
But
like
Puka
every
is
game.
starting to become. You could almost use Puka almost, not fully Debo fashion, but
Yeah.
in that Debo role, more of that gadget player. But
Yeah, no, definitely.
I wouldn't put him always in the backfield. But if you put him back there, what are they going to do?
Right.
That's kind of a scary
Exactly,
thought,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Like twice or 3 times last year, they put JJ in the backfield, and it was
Yeah.
like, whoa, you know what I mean? Like you don't know what's going on. So
Yeah, exactly.
they could use him in that sense, or
Jet
jet
sweeps.
sweeps and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah,
I think
100%.
he's
He's
excellent
a-
for that.
yeah,
And then next play he's going deep, you know. So yeah,
He's nice.
player
Yeah,
to
he's
watch.
so
No,
fun to
he's-
watch.
Dude,
You
he's
know?
just raw. Like he's just raw talent.
Raw,
He's not
yeah.
too fancy.
No.
He's gonna run like a bland route, but he's gonna get it.
He's
It
gonna
doesn't
catch
matter.
it. Yeah.
Like yeah,
And
he's
he'll
gonna
catch the
catch
ball.
it.
Yeah,
he's gonna
100%
catch it.
catch that thing.
Yeah.
He don't drop the ball a lot.
No, he
Very
does
rarely.
Not. Does not. With that, Kev, that wraps our Week 15 games. Let's head right into Tent Talk.
911, what's your emergency?
And to start off our injuries here, we kind of have a lot. Mahomes has a, quote, mild high ankle sprain. I mean, any high ankle sprain's tough, especially how he extends the play. So that's going to be interesting to kind of see. I wrote here, injured kittens.
Yeah.
David Montgomery done for the season, torn MCL. McNeil done, ACL. Talked about him. Carlton Davis out indefinitely. I saw later today that it was about 6 weeks with a fractured jaw. So the Lions have 18 players total on IR and 13 play defense. All right, keep going. All right, Nick Chubb has a broken foot. We were talking before he started recording. Maybe that should just be it for Nick
think
Chubb. I mean, it's
Me personally, I didn't battle through all that, man. It's more than life than football.
Yeah.
But a guy like him, who's a stud, like it's like
and continues to battle back. From everything.
exactly. To battle through it, but it's like, man, after this, I'll be like, I gotta just worry about my health. And, take a step back and start to enjoy life now.
Yeah.
Like,
Sure.
this is
Like you said, life after football.
yeah,
Yep,
exactly.
for sure. Sam Hubbard, Bengals DN, PCL injury. He's ruled out for next week. He might return. I'd imagine if they made a playoff run, if they lose next week, I'd imagine they would shut him down.
Probably. Yep.
Trayvon Diggs to have surgery on his left knee. This kind of came out randomly. He's got like some weird fluid or cartilage issue going on. So apparently 8 months to recover from that. So he's going to IR. Jalen Waddle is questionable this week. He's having some issue with his knee. I couldn't find too much else on that. TJ Watt, low ankle sprain. He's been moving around. They're pretty confident he's going to play against Baltimore. I mean, huge game too. A game
for
you
sure.
kind of need him for sure. So
And it's on Saturday this week too.
for sure, yeah. We got
so-
a bunch of weird games this
Yeah,
week
I
with
know.
the holidays and all that. And hopefully Netflix doesn't freak out.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
so nervous about those Netflix games.
Yeah,
Just the
So is
streaming.
Netflix.
Just the stream.
Load stream just the whole
That
time.
streaming thing. I'm so
Yeah.
nervous about streaming.
Man.
Again, not getting a sponsorship from Netflix. Geno Smith left the game with a knee injury. We mentioned him a little bit. McDonald came out and said the knee is structurally good. I mean, that's always a good sign. Sam Howell will probably be the starter if Geno can't go against the Vikes this week.
I'll take that.
It doesn't change my pick. Zach Ertz, concussion protocol, as well as Jeremy Chin for the Commanders. Jeremy Chin, that's a big loss.
Yeah,
Actually.
it is.
I think you can live without Zach Ertz, but Jeremy Chin, it just that's not good. Derek Carr may be done for the season because of his hand. Shoot. For New Orleans, I think they have 3 wins or something.
Did they start off like 4-0?
Yeah, they were.
like
Yeah,
They came out
They were
hot.
feeling themselves.
Losing Taysom Hill was huge too. Though.
Yeah.
He plays every position.
Yeah, and they've lost a lot.
definition of
They've lost
gadget.
everybody.
Want to play quarterback? Sure.
Yeah.
Right. What?
A little bit of news here. Deontay Johnson, receiver for the Ravens, have mutually agreed to excuse the receiver from team activities after he had a 1-game suspension last week. I think that was a 1-game team suspension as well. Buda Baker, this came out like 20 minutes ago. Buda Baker, 3-year deal, 54 mil, 30 mil of that guaranteed. With
That's huge.
With
that's a huge
18
bag.
being the average, per year number, that's the 3rd largest contract for an NFL safety. We were just talking last week how that's one of the only pieces Arizona has on defense.
It looks
like he's staying.
He's the Harrison Smith. He's the Harrison Smith.
Oh, for sure. I love the way he plays.
Yeah, he's that dog.
He's a stud.
Yeah, I love the way he plays. Clyde Edwards-Helaire released by the Chiefs. Let's see. Odell. Was he playing for the Dolphins?
Yeah,
he was.
That's what I thought.
on the bench a lot, but
I don't know if he was playing. He was watching. He was doing a lot of watching.
So Odell's released to try to go probably sign with another Super Bowl team to play 1 game, get a catch in the Super Bowl, get himself a ring. I'm a 4-time Super Bowl champion.
Right. Yeah.
I'm trying to think who could use him right now.
Odell?
Whose receiver core is kind of banged up that he'd be a contender?
I mean, the Chiefs.
I was gonna say
The Chiefs wouldn't be horrible.
He just goes there and he just balls
just
out.
balling.
I mean,
But
He probably would, though.
But did the Chiefs
Bills-
want an
He
attitude
hasn't played a
like
lot this
him?
year. He's pretty
right.
fresh.
Should be.
I don't know. It'll be. I don't know if Andy Reid.
Baltimore? Would they take
He's
him?
been
he
there.
already been
He was just
Yeah,
with
he's already
Baltimore.
there.
Yeah, they released him.
What teams has he not
The
been
Rams
released
comes
from?
back to the Rams. He goes back to Sean McVay.
I mean,
He won a Super Bowl there.
That's not
that
horrible.
That wouldn't
Yeah.
be too bad.
Does
Bills?
Clyde Edwards-Helaire?
No, I say Bills, but they don't need that
I
BS.
don't know.
Yeah, they
don't
don't.
need
I think they ever
They
since
definitely don't.
didn't he have an injury like a year and a half ago that he's just kind of fell off the
Yeah.
map ever since.
Yeah, he has.
He just hasn't
I
been
think he
the
tore his
same.
ACL again, like twice, because it was in that Rams game, in the Super Bowl, and then
at like halftime.
Yeah.
He was a late 1st round draft pick, early 2nd, if I remember
because
right.
he was on
Yeah.
what, Clemson?
no LSU.
Oh, LSU,
Yep.
that's right.
Yep.
But anyway, let's see. And then, of course, we have a race to the number 1 pick between the Giants, Raiders, Panthers, and Patriots.
Who wants the door?
Is that the
Exactly.
is that the bona fide number 1 overall pick?
I
for
think
you?
so.
Like
I mean,
right now, we won't get super heavy into
Yeah.
it. We'll get
I mean,
into it this offseason.
If I go Giants and Raiders for sure, Panthers no, Patriots no.
Yeah.
So then either and then it's Shador and then or Cam Ward is probably 1 and 2.
Right.
It's kind of how I'm looking at it, especially if the Giants and Raiders are there, and I
Yeah.
think both teams
Would either pick either or.
Right.
I'd definitely agree too.
there's no other player you think that would go 2 or something instead of like
I mean, there's
Cam
that
Ward?
Carter out of Penn State that it looks real nice. And he's like the next Micah Parsons. He wears 11 and everything like that.
Yeah.
Trying to think who the other, probably the 4th guy is.
Travis Hunter got to be right there. in the
Travis
top
Hunter's
5.
up there.
He's a top
but,
5.
you know, it's whether he's
Yeah,
going to
he
play
is.
receiver or cornerback, you know.
That's probably what
I
teams
mean,
are waiting on.
yeah.
I mean, there's not a ton of rumors yet where he'll go, but
So, and most people are talking that like Patrick Peterson or some other DBs are coming out and they say DB is the spot where he should go. And then they'll throw him on packages on the offensive
Yeah,
side for
I
sure,
feel
just like
like, yeah.
Dion, did.
yeah, you might as
It's
well.
just going to be a Dion.
Why not?
Yeah,
Exactly.
He won't be
Same.
playing 80% of all snaps or whatever, but
Yeah, no.
at the NFL level. But yeah,
they-
you might as well throw him in or let him. Nah, I wouldn't even let him return a kick. That's too dangerous. I would make like a package for him
Yeah.
offensively though.
I think Kuiper's got him going to New England right now.
That
Okay.
mean
That's not a bad-
as a
yeah.
receiver then.
No.
Or as
DB.
a- Well,
as
I
a-
would.
You think he
Both.
should go DB?
I personally
Over
think
receiver?
Yeah. I mean, his build is screaming defensive back. You know. I mean, like it's just got to really like weigh out your options. You know. I mean, like kind of like with the punt return. I mean, we got DeJean returning punts for Philly. I mean, and he starts,
True,
so it's
true.
like,
That's true.
yeah,
It just makes me nervous.
Yeah, no,
I
it
never
definitely
do,
will make
I
you
never
nervous,
do it
yeah.
in Madden because
No.
he always gets
He gets
injured.
hurt.
yeah,
You know what I mean? So it's never my number 1 receiver
No,
or
definitely.
running back or something.
yeah, definitely. But I feel like as far as Hunter, I mean, he can come in the league and make more of an impact playing DB.
Okay, fair enough.
But
and
it's
you're,
also
and you're
the-
on the other side. You think he should go receiver more for longevity?
I just
know,
feel about
but-
longevity wise. I mean,
Yeah,
not
for
getting,
sure,
not getting
yeah.
his body beat up and things like that. And
Yeah.
I mean, just from what I saw, I guess I haven't watched enough defensive snaps, and I need to maybe do that after the pod, and catch a couple more.
I mean,
defensive
Heisman winner now, so
Heisman winner, yeah,
he's a
exactly.
Heisman. So
Yeah.
I mean, and the more that we explain about it, that's definitely, like you said, the definition of a Heisman winner is the athlete. Played both sides, 80%. That's tough to do.
Yeah, no, that's a lot.
And at a high level too. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Getting 2 interceptions and still going on the other side. Come on, that's not easy, fellas.
it's not. It's
definitely not normal.
Congratulations, Travis Hunter.
Yeah, good
Yeah.
job.
Congrats,
Hey,
by the way.
Congrats, man.
With that, Kev, let's head into our bonehead move of the week.
Genius.
All right. Of course, our bonehead move of the week. But before we get to it, I of course have always those couple honorable mentions.
Who's it gonna be?
Now this is kind of old. I didn't see. I should have looked this up. Classic. Never do. But this was kind of old. Did you ever see the thing about Rashee Rice's mom stealing a package from somebody's
Oh
front
yeah, I
step
did. Yeah,
While
from like a
wearing,
ring camera.
while wearing Rice's jersey, and it
What?
says. Does it just say Rashee's mom? Or
Rice's
something?
mom. Yeah,
Rice's mom or
Yeah,
something
yeah.
right there with his number
Oh,
4 and all that.
Lordy.
And she kicks it out the way of the camera, and then the camera follows her. She thought she kicked it all the way out the way and bends down, takes it back. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to put anybody, I'm not trying to make fun of nobody, but come on, man.
She walks
Yeah,
fast.
That was one of those old, what is it, Monday night that they used to do Come On Man or middle of the
Oh,
Sunday.
yeah.
Come on, man. That's just,
Yeah,
come
come
on,
on,
man.
Monday night, yeah.
Come on,
Monday
man.
night, yeah.
Anyway, I don't want to spend too much time on that. Another honorable mention that kind of bugged me a little bit. Chase Brown jumping into the Salvation Army
Ben?
bin. Zeke used to do
Yeah,
it
the
all the
Zeke
time,
thing.
right?
Yeah.
So he got fined, and he said, I don't make enough for this. So my thing is, A, did you not know about the fine? You know what I mean?
What was the fine for?
For jumping into the bin, you can't do that.
Is
It's
that
against-
using a prop?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Correct. So it's like
Makes
$5,000
sense.
or whatever, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
So
I don't
start a
have that for
GoFundMe
fine.
page.
he got
We
the
got you,
bug,
Jack.
yeah.
But my thing is Zeke's been doing it forever.
Yeah.
They've also been fined. So my thing is I don't know. Is it dumb for me to not blame the coaching staff? Somebody tell the team as a whole, hey, we're going to Dallas. Don't jump in the Salvation Army pod if you score a touchdown. And he also got unsportsmanlike for it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So I don't know. I thought that was interesting. Him coming out and saying but
I'm the opposite way. I'm jumping that thing because
Yeah, for
also
real,
it
yeah.
does. It puts eyes on the Salvation Army.
For
Is that
sure.
the whole point
Yeah, no,
of them
definitely.
being there?
Well,
Is
then
to
you got-
raise
but
awareness.
then you got people that think that's disrespectful to jump into the thing. It's oh my god.
He
Right?
also-
I've never viewed
Yeah.
it that way when Zeke did it. I always thought
Yeah,
it was
exactly.
hilarious. Actually,
Yeah, it's just
but-
He really didn't even get to
he's a
do his
big
full
goofball.
celebration. If you watch the video, they didn't even call it a touchdown until the end. He jumped in there, and then they were they called it no touchdown, and then he
Yeah.
jumped out, and then they're touchdown.
Touchdown.
Yeah, he didn't really get to do his real celebration. But so I wonder what's the total amount Zeke was getting if he jumped in that many times, 5,000.
And in Dallas,
Yeah.
who knows? I don't know. I don't know.
That was his old
after you say
Was
that-
Jerry Jones paying for that? Those fines?
Right.
Just send that to me. I got it.
Yeah.
I think Zeke's paycheck was a little different than
Yeah,
Chase
definitely a
Brown's.
little different.
Oh, it was. No, for sure it was.
Yeah.
For sure it was. But the real bonehead, we've already said his name tonight, Devondre Campbell, refusing to play.
Yeah.
Now, as I made him bonehead, I was 50-50 on it because the more I looked into it, he started 12 of the 13 games or whatever, while Dre Greenlaw, who got injured in the Super Bowl, was rehabbing. So he was starting next to this 2-year man. What's the 2-year guy named? D. Winters. Devondre Campbell comes back, and they essentially start D. Winters over Devondre Campbell. You know what I mean? So I can't remember. I think D. Winters went down first or something like that. No, I'm sorry. I think Dre Greenlaw went down in this game.
Yeah,
So they
he did,
asked.
yep.
They asked Campbell to come in, and he was like, "No,
Yeah, no, he
no,
wasn't
I'm not
gonna
coming
play."
in." So some guy named Demetrius Flanagan Fowles.
I like it.
Actually, he replaced Winters. So they asked him to come in. No. So then D. Winters went down. So then they asked him to
wow.
come in again in the third quarter, and he refused to play again. So that's when, what's his name? John Lynch?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, the coach, brother.
It
Kyle
came
Shanahan?
from Lynch, actually.
Come from
Oh,
Lynch.
afterwards.
No, during the game.
During the game, Lynch
told
was
him to,
okay.
I
Oh,
needs
wow.
to be removed from the field type of deal. I
Yeah.
don't know what the exact wording was, right?
Yeah.
And now today or yesterday, whatever, came out that the team is suspending him for 3 games, and today his locker's completely empty.
He's out of there.
So,
Is he done in for NFL career? Like, who wants him in a locker room?
I don't
though?
think he's done.
He's definitely got to go get a self evaluation.
Yeah, no, they're
gotta
gonna have him
go
probably
talk to a therapist or
for
something.
sure.
You got to go figure yourself out. You can't
Yeah.
just be. You can't do that. They were just almost a Super Bowl contender. They were in the Super Bowl
they were a
last year.
Super Bowl
Exactly.
contender coming into
Yeah,
the season.
last
Yeah.
year they were in the Super Bowl. This year they're Super Bowl contender. Kyle Shanahan's not going to be dealing with that kind of garbage.
Yeah.
And you could tell George Kittle was pissed.
Oh, George was
Yeah, no,
pissed.
he
bad.
was pissed.
George was pissed. Diamador Lenore came out and said, for that to happen, this is from ESPN, for that to happen and him to do that, I just lost all respect. I'm a person that's going 110% every play.
Yeah.
If I am hurt and the guy behind me is not backing me up and can't come in or don't want to go in, I just feel like he's a cancer to the team, which, I mean... It's totally like that. And Nick Bosa said, quote, it's NFL in general. Also, quote, I'm sure he's going to have a hard time finding somewhere else to go when you act like that.
For
I
sure.
mean, totally.
I mean, yeah, that's the truth, but it's like I feel like from his perspective, it's more so like
he probably feels
like
disrespected.
it was. I feel like it's a loyalty thing. Like you start a guy 12 games. As soon as the guy gets back from recovery, boom, you just pop him in. You don't even work him in the game.
I mean-
you're just like, oh, you're not starting.
I mean, it's Dre Greenlaw.
No,
You know what I mean?
yeah,
But-
you definitely can. But,
But
it's
why
like
did D. Winters then get the start over him? Or is he just that much better, though? You know what I mean?
But if that's the
Was
case,
Devondre
like-
Campbell really the third option?
But you started
and he
him
became
12
second
games,
because
yeah.
of...
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a
That
tough
locker room's-
situation.
Yeah, falling
Yeah,
apart.
it definitely, yeah.
Well,
Us-
yeah, and like, is there more to that though than just Devondre Campbell? Is that
I
what's
think
going
it's
on
more.
with
It
the
has to
Debo
be more.
situation?
It
Is
definitely has
that
to be
why the
more.
whole morale seems down?
Yeah, I just
There's other things going on.
Yeah, I feel like it started. I mean, starting the season, Christian McCaffrey, you thought he was going to come back in week 4, week 6, week 7.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then they had all those holdouts to
Yeah.
start the season. So
Yeah.
it was kind of started off on a whole rocky. They never had their full squad, in the beginning. Like, all right, guys, this is our window to make a Super Bowl run.
Right.
Because I think after this year,
Yeah.
Oh, they're in trouble.
They're in trouble.
They're in trouble.
Gotta
This
start
was
paying
a
people.
year to make another run.
so
Yeah.
after that beginning, it's been
It's been
wrong
terrible.
direction the whole time.
100%.
Unreal. With that, Kev, that was our bonehead move of the week. And with that, we are into our Week 16 preview and picks. I did just want to cover the current standings. Just a little tidbit.
Oofta.
Jake has gone back-to-back weeks at 4-1. That's pretty impressive.
Good work, Jacob.
That is skyrocketed him to second place overall, again based on season win percentage.
Very nice.
So good for you, Jake. Awesome, good stuff.
He took over first?
No, he's in second.
Who's
Dan's been in first for a minute.
Dan,
Okay,
you know
okay.
Dan.
Yeah, you know Dan's
You
still
know.
going. Dan's got a
You know
record right
Dan.
now.
Daniel.
Daniel.
Dan's looking at a 21-9 record right now.
Oh, wow.
And he went
man.
3-2 last week, so that was an opportunity for us to
we
catch
didn't
up.
take advantage.
But everybody, as you see, dang near went 3-2.
Yeah.
So
It was a tough
Actually,
slate of
everybody
games.
did,
You know,
other
they were
than
all
Magic.
very. Other than that Bucks game, they're all competitive.
Yeah.
well, and it was the Bucks-Chargers game and the Rams-Niners game that caught everybody up.
Yeah.
Everybody almost had the first 3 games picked the exact same, and then those games were just such a wash. And we literally split in the middle. It was crazy. It was crazy.
wow.
But so Dan in first right now, if you look on the right side there. Jake taking second place. Tyler, not me, our Packer fan, taking third right now. Rachel dropped a couple spots to fourth, but she's still holding strong.
That girl, Rach.
Trey dropped a spot to fifth. I'm sorry. Ben chilling right there at sixth. Rob gained a spot, moved to seventh by himself. No tie.
No time.
Hey,
Matt jumped 2 spots in eighth now. Smeltzy dropped a spot. Moving on. Graham jumped a spot as well, and Dom also jumped a spot at the moment.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
You see Cody down there? Cody didn't get me his picks 2 weeks in a row, so he can't count. But he got me his picks this week.
Okay.
So Cody's going to be right back in there.
You're
And if
back, Cody.
And
Welcome
if you,
back.
And if you look, he has a 700 win percentage. So right now he'd be up there with Dan.
Oh, man.
You know what I mean?
That's good you're back, but.
So Dom, that would mean you'd be in 12th, but And D'Angelo just doesn't qualify yet. He doesn't have 10 games played. So what you need is him to go like 0-5 this week.
I don't think that's happening.
I know.
Well, if he keeps picking the Lions, we'll see him slipping.
Oh, shots. Oh, man. With that, our first game of the week. Minnesota traveling to Seattle. Rob.
Let's go to the bowl, baby, on this one.
Obviously.
Seattle's a very difficult place for us to play. Historically, we
do
have
not-
not
yeah,
played
we don't do
well
good there.
against the 12th fan, I guess, or man, or whatever you want to call
But
it. up
Geno's
there.
a maybe.
But Geno maybe is real nice with also Walker being out. I know
God.
Charbonnet
Chardonnay.
has been looking nice, and JNS
JNS, yep.
just been lighting it up in the slot. So they could give us a little difficulty on their receiver set wise, but without
JSN. I was
JSN.
like doing the math with
either
the
way.
letters there.
Yeah.
I was like, wait a minute, Smith Negba. But yeah, anyway, sorry.
so
So let's go to the bowl.
Yeah.
I think, if we can just get up early on them,
Yeah.
I think, especially if Sam Howell's there as their starter, I think that'll give us
pressure
a
on him,
good opportunity for us, especially with that defense and a lot of looks of the B-flow. I don't know how it can handle all those types of looks. So, and we're pretty healthy.
Yeah.
So
Good-
on that
good call.
aspect,
Yeah.
So yeah, I think if we get up early, I think we can pull away.
Yeah.
Otherwise, if they can keep it close and that
Yeah,
place
it's
gets loud,
tough.
you
Yeah,
know.
tough
So
place to play.
Definitely.
I don't want to play within a one-score game against them going into the fourth quarter.
Absolutely
Right.
not.
What if Sam Howell lights us up and then he's a Minnesota Viking next year? Anyway,
Jeez, I don't
every
know.
quarterback
Every-
coming to Minnesota. I'm going Vikings, whatever. So you know what I mean. Skull to the bowl. We already know.
Oh, yeah, we gonna keep
we're making
the-
a run for that one seed.
Oh yeah, same.
And
Yeah,
keep it
I
going.
mean,
What's up,
yeah,
Dom?
skull the ball. I mean, we're gonna keep the cork on Chardonnay this week, unfortunately, but that's just how I feel. I mean, they got a good team, but without Geno Smith, that's gonna be a tough game for the Seahawks against us. I mean, Metellus is gonna be all over them. I mean, that's how I feel. B-Flows.
Did you see? Well, no, you were at the game.
I was at the game.
They put up the thing on the broadcast, all the positions he's played. He's played
Yeah,
D tackle
everything.
this year. I didn't
Dude,
even know
yeah,
that.
he's a stud. he's
Yeah,
a
yeah.
stud.
He's a good second for
That's why
us.
he's a captain,
with Harrison
Yep.
Smith on the way out, it's good to have Metellus there.
For sure.
because he just replicates what Harrison Smith did for so many seasons for us. So yeah, skull the ball.
As long as he's not
Vikes.
flipping his hips the wrong way.
Yeah.
We still remember that play.
Who we got? Yeah.
I'm gonna lean towards Minnesota for sure.
Of course.
Seattle's beat up at the quarterback position. That's gonna be tough. I mean, you throw Howell in there with the Vikes.
Throwing him into the floor as fire.
Yeah, I'm not expecting much out of them as far as that. I mean,
If Geno plays, does it change it at all for you? Not really.
oh, for
It's gonna
sure.
be tough. Oh.
It's gonna be closer than. I
Yeah.
mean, I'm
would
still
agree.
gonna hedge it off to the Vikes because they're in sync right now.
Well, yeah, skull to the ball.
Yeah.
He's so he's trying to get you to say it. He was like,
Instead, he's like,
For sure. But yeah, no, I definitely tip it off to the Vikes. I mean, you got too many weapons on offense for the Seahawks defense. Nobody's gonna cover JJ in one-on-one coverage, Addison even or Hawk. I mean, Hawk's been outstanding for the Vikings lately.
For sure.
I mean, they missed a lot when he was gone, but yeah, I'm definitely gonna tip my hats to the Vikings
For sure.
for sure.
No doubt.
Skull, baby.
Skull. All the picks I have so far, I might have even just got my final picks in here. And let me just real quick, takes 2 seconds.
Who took the Seahawks?
Yeah, so everybody took Minnesota.
All right, everyone's on the train. I
there
like
we
it.
go. There we go.
The
there we
next game, New Orleans traveling to Green Bay. We don't need to spend a lot of time on this. Everybody is taking Green Bay.
Easy.
I'm included. D'Angelo, who do you have in this
for
game?
sure. Green Bay, 5 million.
Just not even a
Yeah, not even.
Rob thinking about it.
No, I mean, I was trying to think.
Yeah.
I was like, how bad it's gonna be. I mean,
And it's a Monday night game too.
Yeah.
yeah, I really
They
wish
should have
they'd
put
flex
that
this thing
to
out of
Thursday
there
night. They should
somewhere
flex
else.
that
Is
to
that-
Thursday
They've been like just throwing in Rattler. Then who's the other guy? Starts with an H.
Yeah, I just.
It's not.
Either way, they're.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
The fact that we're taking that long. We
I
don't
mean,
need to
other
worry
than
about that.
Kamara on
yeah.
offense,
Yeah.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
That guy.
That guy.
that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there's not much left on the plate
Not
over
at
there.
all.
Their
No.
defense still's got a couple guys, but they.
It's time to rebuild in New Orleans.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be cold. I don't think the Saints are only
Ready for
show
that.
up.
Yeah. No, they're.
So,
But they were willing to try to upset the Green Bay Packers season.
no,
That'd be great
no.
for us, but
Yeah,
it's
I mean-
it's just not going to happen.
No,
Everybody here at Banter has taken the Packers. So, moving on to the third game, Denver Broncos traveling to the LA Chargers. So far, Jake and Matt have taken the Broncos, and everyone else has taken the Chargers.
Really interesting.
That's definitely interesting.
Let's see. I think I started the Packers. That one doesn't count, so I'll start this one. I'm taking the Broncos over the Chargers.
Over your team?
Yep. It's the first time I've picked against any of my teams this year, by
Okay.
the way, just so you know.
Now you're
But
getting disowned.
again, that last game, it's just, I mean, this will be a good preview against a playoff team in Denver, but
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to go well for the Chargers at all. I think Bo Nix is playing well right now. Again, there's just no rhythm to that offense for me, and I mean, at least they're in LA, I guess, but it's not that far from Denver. So I think I don't know. I say Denver. I think it'll be a somewhat good game, but I say Denver probably by 2 scores, to be honest.
2 scores on that.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm generally going on that path too. I think Denver's playing pretty good ball right now. Defensively, they've competed. Like you said, the Chargers have no running game, and I don't think they're going to be able to last long enough for 4 quarters with
don't think
not
so,
being
no.
able to establish a running
no.
game, unless something changes.
Yeah.
I mean, Herbert can have a great game, though.
Herbert can,
McConkley's been
but
playing well.
like you're saying, that I mean, they
Yeah.
are they what 23 plays in the second half against the Bucks. You know,
It's not enough.
I just don't
Need
think
more
they're
than that.
That
you know.
sealed their season for me personally. The Chargers
Yeah,
season.
it's
That's
over
just
with.
that was against the playoff team too, and that's just not. Yeah.
You know.
Don't get me started. So you're going Broncos here.
Broncos.
Okay. Dom, what we got?
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna go with the Broncos too. I like Bo Nix. He was getting a lot of flack coming in the season.
A lot of flack.
You know,
Yeah.
they were saying, you know, I think he was like the number 4 ranked coming for like preseason, like out of the rookie quarterbacks. He
Or
was
5, 6.
Yeah,
I
5 or
mean,
6.
yeah,
He,
he was high up
wasn't.
there,
He
yeah.
wasn't in the top, 1 or 2. I feel like he's number 2, right behind Jaden Daniels. You know, that's just how I feel this season.
Oh, out of the current rookie class?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I
agree
agree.
with that.
Yeah,
I would
I
agree with
definitely
I
that.
say he's number 2. You know what I'm saying? Just how he's playing. He's putting his team in the matter to go to the playoffs. Caleb Williams not doing that.
No,
I understand it's a little bit different situation over there, but at the same time, you got to step up and play a quarterback.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I'm going to go with the Broncos this week. Bo Nix is looking like a good quarterback. So, yeah.
Yeah.
he's kind of proving everyone wrong because everyone's like in Oregon. He's like, he just throws those short bubble screens, you know, and that's all he throws. Everything's, you know, not even a ton
He's got
of
a
reads.
cannon.
Yeah.
You know,
No,
but,
he definitely can.
you know, he's
swing
been
it.
bouncing around from top end schools throughout the nation at college. So
Yeah.
he obviously everybody wants him. You know,
Yeah,
every
where was
time
he before Ole Miss?
was
Before
he
Oregon?
down in not Clemson or Georgia or somewhere?
No, he's in Auburn.
Auburn. That's
Oh,
what it
yeah,
was.
yeah, right. Yep, Auburn.
So,
But
yeah.
D'Angelo, Denver at the Chargers here.
I'm gonna go with Denver. I'm liking Bo Nix lately. He's been showing out a lot. I mean, he's been opening a lot of people's eyes. Considering, you know, the beginning of the season they weren't doing much, but since they put all their trust into Nix, I feel like he's been backing it up.
Yeah.
So it's like, I mean, their defense, like Rob said, they've been playing pretty good. And you know the Chargers, they're kind of in shambles right now. So, I mean, Herbert, he can still go off, but I feel like they can still lose.
That's what I mean. I mean,
Yeah,
they're
like-
an 8-win team, but it's
Yeah.
like they're an 8-win.
Yeah. It's not like a
little bit
solid.
different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I mean,
yeah.
what if they get up by 2 touchdowns? What do? Continue throwing the ball? They can't run the ball.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
Ooh, the Chargers?
Chargers. Yeah.
Good question. We'll find out.
They'll never be in the
We'll
lead.
find out.
Don't worry
Hopefully they
about
win.
it.
I want my pick to be wrong on that one.
Okay,
really
all
bad.
right, all right. I'll go with the Saints Packers game. I want to be wrong on, but
Yeah.
Perfect. Sounds like a deal. Anyway, Steelers traveling to the Ravens.
Ooh, this
I
is a
mean,
good
this
one.
this is a big game.
Game of the week.
The
is game
division.
of the week.
I don't think the division's on the line this game, but it's definitely a factor.
It's a lot of pride on the line.
You know,
Yeah.
but you still want to win the division instead of being that 5th seed in the playoff. You know, so it's a big game.
I
It's
can't
a
believe
big game.
Jacob picked the Steelers.
Jake picked the Ravens, by
Oh.
the way. Matt right now is the only one to pick the Steelers at the moment.
Interesting.
Ravens at home, by the way. I could pull up
They
injuries.
played earlier this year, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yep, for sure.
Steelers snuck away.
For
Steelers
sure.
Not go away on it. So
D'Angelo, who do we got?
I was kind of iffy in between this game.
This one's
it's
these next 2 games will be tougher.
yeah, it's like, man, every time I put my faith in Lamar, sometimes it's like he just doesn't.
When's he gonna flip the script though? This
But
week?
no,
It's
actually,
this week?
I take that back. it has not been Lamar. It's been the Ravens defense. They can't hold it together. Like they give away those little plays. You know, you getting these 15-yard penalties later in the game.
Penalties.
Yeah, a lot of
penalties.
Yeah.
So let me give you the injuries. Aguilar's questionable. Ardarius Smith questionable safety. Jalen Armour Davis corner questionable. Safety last name Kane. I'm not going to pronounce his first name. I'll butcher it. Adisa Isaac linebacker questionable.
You're a little beat up.
Yeah.
Everyone's beat up at
Yeah,
this
yeah,
point of the season,
exactly.
other than the Vikings.
Let me just check this. Let me just check the Steelers for you real quick, and then we'll get your official.
Okay.
Official. Justin Fields, yeah. TJ Watt questionable. We know that. Dante Jackson corner, he's questionable. George Pickens is still questionable. Non-participant today.
What's going on with that?
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
His hamstring. It's a hamstring.
A couple
The
weeks
way
ago.
he was jumping around, though, I was like,
But maybe he re-aggravated, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
he would strike me as the type that would be excited to get back in the field and then re-aggravate and be like, damn.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
he's a little bonehead sometimes.
I mean, that's tough. If they don't have him or TJ Watt.
Yeah, I'm going Ravens all the way. That's like, I feel like.
Well, you can't flip it.
No. Okay.
You know,
right now, I
well,
got
if you know, you need to make sure you flip it if so and so is going to play.
middle of the week. No, but I definitely I'll go with the Ravens because I mean, Watt, dude, he's a stud. We all know that. Like if he's playing against any team, you always gotta build your scheme around him. So it's like if he plays, that's a different story. You see what happened last game when they played the Ravens. So it's like if he's out, yeah, Ravens. Ravens should at least win by a tutty. I mean, I feel like the Steelers showed me a lot last week against Philly. I was honestly expecting that game to be closer, but once again, Najee Harris, you don't show up. You're fumbling the ball on the 30-yard line. So it's like, man, come on, dog. I personally, after this season, I think I might drift away from Najee.
I've been wanting to drift away from since last season.
You can't tell me that, you got Jalen coming in doing pretty much the same stuff. If not better. He's a scat back. And he's like, Najee's not looking up to par.
And for a
like
cheaper price, too.
You're not looking fast. You're not looking confident.
No, he just needs to be that number 2 back that just comes in maybe on like 3rd and goal from the 1.
For sure.
Need somebody to pound that.
Yeah.
I mean,
Granted, but it's like, man, dog, I honestly would be fishing around the market for another stud back because it's like he's not doing it, dude. There's no way. Yeah.
No, I was just going to say, and again, this year with the performance of Saquon and Derrick Henry and, again at the college level of Genty, it's just showing you the value of the running back.
Exactly.
The running game.
Back.
Yeah. You still need it in the NFL.
You do.
No, definitely.
In a pass-heavy game, not even the league, a pass-heavy game, you're still seeing that the running game needs to come back.
Exactly. And it's like, Warren, you're passing the ball to him too. And it's like, it's like Najee, man, I don't know, dude. It's like I was a huge fan, when he was at Alabama. He came out. Everybody, I mean, but like you couldn't.
No, I know.
The dude was a stud.
No,
like you
good.
couldn't.
I know.
You couldn't shake it. But it's like lately he's been he's just not up to par for me. As far as like if I'm Tomlin, I'm like, I mean, dude, that fumble changed the whole momentum of the 100%. Game. They were driving down. What was it, 13-20? It would have been a tight game if they would have scored. And then after that, you don't get no more points.
Wasn't that like his first fumble though in like a couple of years?
What?
I don't know about that.
I felt like I heard that, but I may be wrong.
Sure. I'm not sure, Rob.
I don't. I think he honestly fumbled earlier this season, if I'm not mistaken.
You may be right.
You definitely could
I
be
could
right
be way
too,
off, but I thought I heard that for a second. That I was like, what?
Yeah, in a year.
This can't be true.
What's that?
Is it true?
When did this get written? Najee Harris loses first career fumble after 392 touches.
See?
Wow. That's intense.
That can't be it.
No, it's
Rob was right once
I
again.
might have to fact check.
Come on,
Come on now.
that's why I'm going with Najee Harris and the Steelers in this game against the Ravens. I think they will establish the game against the Ravens defense, and I really want TJ Watt to be back because I think definitely if he's back, I think they win. I think they're going to win anyways, but I'm going to have to pick them. But TJ Watt, just because that Ravens right side of the line has been struggling all year.
Yeah,
that Dan Flua, the left tackle, or right tackle, right guard, because they lost 3 starters. We talked about that earlier in the year, and that's kind of been their Achilles heel a little bit right now. you get a little pressure on Lamar, and Steelers play attacking
All
defense.
day
You know
long.
they do.
They
You
just do.
know,
Mike
so
Tomlin is putting it down.
That
they're
style
aggressive.
defense is, I mean, that's why they beat the Ravens earlier this year.
No, for sure.
So I'm going Steelers.
Going Steelers. Going
Even
Steelers.
without Watt?
He's questionable. He's just questionable.
Oh, they still got
Yeah, he's still-
Mika.
yeah.
I feel like if Watt doesn't play, they're gonna pound the ball.
Nah, Watt's
oh my
bouncing
God.
around. He'll play.
He'll be back.
It's a big game. It's a big
Yeah,
game.
yeah.
It's a big.
Yeah,
I don't know,
definitely.
but I don't know.
Yeah, he's tough.
You'd
He's
rather
tough,
have him
though.
for the playoffs, though.
Oh, for sure.
Which,
Hands
like,
down.
what was it? Was it last year he went down for the season, or the 2 years ago, and they went to the playoffs and they were TJ Wattless.
Yeah.
So
I think
and
it,
that's
yeah,
that
I
was a
think it
major
Yeah,
change.
that was-
Definitely.
So it's like you got to think about that a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, would you rather? Dom, who we got?
Dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun. All right, Rob, let's ride together this one this
Yeah,
week.
buddy.
Let's go. Hey,
you going
terrible
Steelers?
towels, terrible towels. This is the wrong terrible towel. This is the Vikings top, but terrible towels this week. I think Najee Harris is going to have a bounce back week. I've seen it time and time again with the Vikes. Aaron Jones had a little couple of fumbles here and there. Just got to put that rock in the upper chest all week and walk around with it like a baby.
Yeah.
You know, get back to them old days, simplicity, back to basics.
I could see it a high and tight,
High
Icky
and tight.
Shuffle, touchdown dance this week.
So, and hopefully George Pickens comes back. I mean, I'm hoping George Pickens can come back because he's
Yeah.
big. I know that hamstring is just really big with wide receivers.
It
We
is.
saw it
just
with,
lasts forever.
Yeah, we saw it with Justin Jefferson. How long
he was like,
sat
"Oh,
out.
he'll be back in 2
Yeah.
weeks."
Unless
Okay,
you're Mike
3,
Evans.
4,
Yeah.
5.
Mike Evans. Mike Evans.
I mean, but
Twice.
once you tweak it again,
Yeah,
that's like
just keeps
you're just
coming
adding
back.
on to
Yeah,
it.
and if you can't run your route right, then why?
Yeah,
you know,
why
it's
even
not
try?
no because
Yeah.
it's going to lead to a pick or something, right? So,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm going Steelers as well, but it's more for Russell Wilson. I think
Let
it's
it ride.
I think
Let him cook. Let him cook.
that was so corny.
Civil
Did you ever
Nation,
see
let's
it?
ride.
Did you ever see it? The Broncos, let's ride.
Oh, yeah, that
Dude,
was-
it was the most corny.
Jesus.
It's the most Russell Wilson thing ever. But anyway, no, I think his team's starting to buy into him a little bit more than they did maybe when he first got there because of the narrative that was going on about Russell Wilson anyway. So I don't know, man. I think the Steelers are actually scary to come out of the AFC and go to the AFC Championship.
They
moment.
are.
I think, and I feel, rips my heart out. I feel similar to Philly too because both the Steelers and Philly kind of flipped their seasons around. Like they weren't horrible, but they were not going well.
Yeah, they're a little
And all of
rocky.
a sudden you got hot. And I don't know. I'm feeling the Steelers on this. I think it's gonna be a great game though. It's gonna be really close.
What night is that one on?
I think that's Thursday. No, that's Denver Chargers.
No, it's Saturday.
just-
Yep.
Yeah,
It's Saturday.
Saturday.
Yeah, Saturday.
You guys can check out the ticker while we're talking about it.
Yeah. Well, you don't know what day it is, though. It just says 12.
No,
We'll have to
no,
add
it's on there. Trust me, I put it on there.
All right. Last game. Philly at Washington. Another toss up, right? Kind of.
Yeah. But the way Philly's been balling, man, I mean,
Coming off of L.
I'll wait till my turn, but
Oh, I'm sorry, not coming off of L. What am I talking about? Coming off a win.
Both teams.
Yeah, right.
I'm leaning towards Philly. I mean, Hurts, he got it together in the last game. He passed the ball more. He definitely looked way more comfortable. And I was shocked. I was like, oh, okay. He's getting a little scary. But that's the thing. It's like you really can't count Hurts out in the run game or passing game. It's like when you think he's not gonna pass it, he's gonna chuck it. Because you got
He's led a
A.J.
team to a
Brown.
Super Bowl.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
exactly.
He knows what it takes.
Yeah, he definitely knows what it takes, and he's a leader. He's confident in what he does. I feel like he like I've never seen him like question his ability as far as what I've saw lately. Maybe last year a little
AJ
bit.
Brown was questioning
Yeah.
his ability lately.
No. Yeah, that's what I said. Lately, I feel like they've
around.
definitely been more in sync as with him and the wideout core. So it's like you got AJ Brown, he's a stud. You got Smith, he's a stud. You got the tight end. I can't say it.
Not Hurts. Zach Hurts.
No, for
Goddard.
No.
Dallas Goddard.
Goddard. Yeah.
Yeah, Goddard. I mean Goddard. Whatever. But no, yeah, he's
South
a stud
Dakota
too.
boy.
Yeah, I like him a lot. And then you got, of course, Saquon. So it's like,
Saquon's tough.
yeah, no,
He's
he's
so tough.
He's
yeah,
he's an MVP race too right now.
yeah.
I mean, if there wasn't a push tush, he'd be MVP.
Yeah, he should have way more touchdowns.
Well, I mean, that's
Yeah,
11
no.
touchdowns
Yeah.
that Hurst has this
Yeah.
year.
Yeah.
That let's say we split it in half.
They talk
Yeah.
about in fantasy all the time. Jalen Hurts is like the biggest touchdown stealer.
No, hands down. Have Saquon get him all the way down to the goal line.
And then
Whoop.
tush push.
Yeah, I'm in there. No, for sure.
Dom. What we got?
The Eagles definitely got that narrative out of the way. Him and AJ Brown, they were
Figured it out.
Force feeding AJ Brown first couple drives. But you guys know I love Jaden Daniels.
I know you.
I came on
man.
the first pod. I might have messed up on his name, Jaden Daniels, but that's my guy. And this week I'm gonna go Jaden Daniels again. Even if they take a loss, I'm still just gonna ride because why not? Commanders are just a fun story.
They are.
They are.
That's
they
another.
are.
The Lions and the Commanders are two teams I'm very happy that are successful. Even though the Lions are in our conference and our division, I'm still happy that they're finally getting success in their organization with all the stuff that they had to deal with in past season. So yeah, Scary Terry. We got Jaden Daniels, and that defense looking nice too.
Yeah, no.
So
Yes and no. Yes and no. So my biggest thing with this game is I'm picking Philly, and I really wanted to pick Washington. I really did.
I did too.
I'm extremely concerned about Washington's run defense against Saquon.
I understand.
I think that. I mean, if Saquon's going to have himself a game, it's going to be this one. It'd be fun. I hope Washington wins because that's better for Detroit and Minnesota both, right?
it's a
And
division
I
game.
don't think they will get the 1 seed. I think it will be Detroit or Minnesota, personally. But,
Yeah.
What do we know?
of course. But, no, I just got to go Philly. It's Saquon versus their rush defense for me, I think, is the factor.
I understand.
I'm going Philly because I think actually the Commanders are going to lose out. They got Eagles, Falcons, Cowboys, at Cowboys, and I think they might be slipping out of the playoffs.
We're going to go 0-3 and miss the playoffs.
There's a good chance. I mean, they need some things other teams,
Ouch.
so, but
Yeah.
I feel that they might lose out. Probably 1 and 2 for sure. It all depends what
With the win
Cowboys
coming to the Cowboys?
Well, the Cowboys team, which Cowboys team shows up because their season's already kind of done, so they might have nothing to play for. But
Which is when you drop games, though.
true.
When you play a team that's got nothing to play for.
Yeah,
hey,
exactly.
Yeah,
They play loose. You
Yeah.
know, like.
You never know. And Cooper Rush might be the next starting quarterback in Dallas.
Stop.
So, but one concern though,
I do not like Cooper Rush.
Barkley tweaked, got hurt in the second quarter. They pretty much shut him down the whole second quarter.
Yeah.
So
They know
I
they're-
kind of want
But
to
he
know.
came back in though.
He did coming back
he did.
in, but maybe
gotta take care.
some pharmaceuticals might have helped that. But
That's a prized possession. You got to take care of that thing.
No,
yeah.
for sure.
So
Yeah.
I think
Scratching
Philly.
the Ferrari now. Come on.
I think Philly's got this one. I'm going Philly. Throughout now.
Going Philly. That wraps our Week 16 preview and picks. We did have an honorable mention game. Just Houston at Kansas City. This will not count towards here. Who's winning that game? Chiefs could clinch the number 1 seed here with a win and a Buffalo loss. I don't know who Buffalo plays this week. I think it's a pipsqueak, but I can't remember.
I would go Houston. Just I think Nico Collins and Stroud they're starting to get hot a little bit. That defense on the line, they're probably one of the better defensive lines in football still.
Houston?
With Hunter and
Yeah.
Will Smith
Yeah.
on the other side of it.
For sure.
Will Anderson.
Will Anderson. Yeah,
We know enough
so
about Daniil Hunter.
I would pick the Strouds on that one.
Okay. Interesting. I think it's Chiefs. They probably lock up the number 1 seed. Buffalo scrappy though. They're getting there. Like we've already talked about. Buffalo as a whole feels scrappy. Josh Allen for sure.
Yeah.
But their team as a whole feels scrappy, and like maybe this is their year finally to knock Kansas City out the playoffs and make a real run for once. You know what I mean? But I don't know. I'm leaning Kansas City here at Arrowhead. That's tough.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is tough.
I'm gonna
Who you
take.
got,
It doesn't count, so let's take Houston.
Yeah.
I got Nico Collins on fantasy football, so I
Attaboy.
got Nico Collins. I got Tank Dell.
And Joe Mixon is back too.
Joe Mixon, he's a solid back too.
yeah.
I mean, so
Yeah. Houston with their full squad is no
They're
joke.
no
Yeah,
joke.
no, they're
no
great.
joke. They're no joke.
Yeah, they're definitely no joke. Well, it's looking like Patty is playing, so I hate no. I
Pat
think
Magic,
the
man.
Chiefs. Yeah, I'm
It's
going
real.
with the Chiefs, and that's another thing. Like when it comes to playoffs,
It's hard to
it's
pick
like,
against
dude,
them.
you cannot ever count this dude out.
No.
He's a magician, man. And it's like as good as Allen is playing.
Yeah.
Here comes
Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, he's like, I'm telling you, he's becoming the Tom Brady of our generation. It's
Yeah.
like as much as you see Brady has these like FE seasons. It's Brady.
yeah,
He's known for winning. Like when someone is known for winning, they're gonna do whatever
They
it
gotta
takes
do.
to win.
Yeah.
Then it's like it's gonna make the other quarterback like kind of hesitant to be, do a lot of things. Yeah,
we've seen it against the Bills.
Exactly.
Josh Allen has gone into that shell.
Yep.
That first time they met in the playoffs, that was insane.
Yeah, that was crazy.
I wouldn't say Josh Allen fell into a shell. That was just overtime being overtime, right?
Yeah.
But since then, it seems like
changed
Josh
the rules.
Allen,
Didn't that game change the rules?
They really changed the rules,
But Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson. I mean, you've seen other quarterbacks fall into that.
Exactly.
For sure.
Who do you got?
I said Kansas City.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, at home. Yep. Yeah, Arrowhead. This is
that's what I said.
That vibe there is. I've never been there.
Oh, I have.
A ton of I've heard it's awesome. Like I'd love to get there. It's only 6 hours from here, so road trip.
And they're Midwest nice too, so it's not like walking into Philly and getting batteries thrown at you.
Yeah. And I also think weather's gonna play a piece. Houston.
They don't know how to play.
Playing outside
exactly.
in Kansas City too.
Yeah.
CJ Stroud play Ohio State. It's not like you don't know how to play Ohio State.
Oh no,
That's true.
Yeah,
Stroud
true.
play
That's true.
Ohio State.
Yeah, true. And next thing you got him coming from Cincy too, so it's like.
And they got.
Oh yeah, Nico Collins. Yeah, you're right.
Interesting. Yeah, good point.
It's
But
gonna
then
be a
on
game.
the
It don't
defense,
count, so it doesn't matter.
Will Anderson, he's from Bama.
Yeah.
Where did Hunt? I mean, we
can go. But anyway.
But anyways. But I mean, it's definitely hard to knock off KC at home. Like, everybody knows that. So. Yeah.
Well, D'Angelo, appreciate you being on the pod this week,
no doubt, man. I
Thanks
appreciate
so much,
you
sir.
guys.
Again, the first Lions fan ever, so that was really awesome for us just to hear your takes. You know what I mean?
First time it's been worthy to have one.
No.
Damn. Last
man,
season,
yeah,
arguably, we could have had one too, but we had no guests last year.
Their
so.
run's over.
We've had 12 guests this year. So,
Oh wow, yeah. that's dope.
Dom, again, thanks for being here,
I
brother.
appreciate y'all. this week.
Yeah, buddy.
It was a great week.
Got to the Vikes game and everything.
Hey, you can tell the voices. It's gonna be
It's gone now.
It's gonna
Now
be
he's been on a pod, so now it's completely
like it.
shot. Completely shot. Rob, as always, of course.
Thank you much, sir. This was good. I'm ready for 13-2. Let's get ready. Get a little Super Bowl going.
13-2. Yeah, might as well. We're
Soupy
this
time.
far. Might as
I
well.
want that one seed.
I want it.
We'll have it. Anyway, D'Angelo over here, like I gotta get out of here, fellas. Yeah. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe wherever you listen to the banter, whether that's YouTube, Apple Podcasts, or Spotify. And we'll see you next week. Let's go to the bowl.
Horns up.
Don't forget to follow, like, and subscribe. Tune in next time for more Banter with the boys.